everyone is waiting patiently for next-gen consoles. Sony are delivering some of that now, only on current-gen hardware. Yes, the aging PlayStation 4. Indeed, there's plenty of life left in the old dog yet. This is how majestic The Last of Us Part 2 looked during yesterday's awesome State of Play gameplay walkthrough. PlayStation Studios' first-party studio Naughty Dog prove yet again why they are one of the top creative teams on the planet. Simply stunning. What is up? It's Thursday, May 28. Welcome back, Foxy Games UK new and existing subscribers. Okay, so let's talk PlayStation 5 gaming news. Sourced via VentureBeat.com, Sony is planning a PlayStation 5 event for June 3rd. That's next Wednesday, by the way. So the following information comes from writer Jeff Grubb, who's been pretty active on Twitter recently, hinting at PS5 event date and other key events within the industry. Now, the PlayStation 5 is just months away from its holiday 2020 launch, but we still don't know everything about the device. But that's going to change soon. Sony is planning a PS5 event for June 3rd, according to sources familiar with the company's plans. Bloomberg is separately corroborating that date. Now, it's important to note that this is only the current plan. The company is trying to lock down its promotional efforts for PS5, but it also knows it must remain flexible during the ongoing pandemic. While the June 3rd reveal should provide the best look yet at PS5, don't expect Sony to give away every detail about its next-gen system. The company could withhold price and release timing for another date. The price for the PS5 is still especially subject to fluctuations. Sony wants to launch at a competitive price tag, but it also doesn't want to take a loss on hardware, understandably. So Sony also doesn't need to go deep on any games it may show on June 3rd. The company is planning follow-up events. This includes a State of Play that will focus on both next and current gen games, and that State of Play has a tentative schedule for early August. Again, this could shift drastically depending on a number of factors. So then, what will Sony show off next week? Well, expect it to focus on what is possible in next-gen games with the PlayStation 5. The company seems aware of the backlash that Microsoft faced for its first Xbox 2020 event, and fans were unhappy with the lack of gameplay at that presentation. Now, in response, Sony wants to rely on PS5 games that are actually running on real hardware. And PlayStationUniverse.com also followed up with Jason Schreier has reported for Bloomberg that Sony is indeed planning an event for June 3rd, but plans are in flux. This could change due to the pandemic. He also stated that other PlayStation 5 events may follow in the coming weeks and months, and Sony is not expected to reveal every essential detail on the console during this first presentation. Therefore, we might get really a summer filled with PlayStation reveals in much more of a spread out fashion than usual. According to Jeff Grubb, who has previously posted an entire schedule of summer gaming events, the PlayStation 5 reveal event is happening soon and within the next week. So the new tweet shows an update to his previous schedule, with the PlayStation 5 reveal event placed between June 2nd and June 4th, and you can obviously see that the 3rd is missing there, so hey. Therefore, it seems like we will see the PS5 reveal next Wednesday. Another knowledgeable personality active on social media, Nibble, backed a lot of this up with a collection of tweets from other journalists and industry insiders hinting at a June 3rd date for the PS5 reveal. It's all getting rather interesting, isn't it? So it seems like this date is set in stone, and we will be getting a deluge of PS5 news next week. Finally. Now, Sony will be holding its last PS4 focused event, and well, that actually went yesterday in the form of the State of Play for The Last of Us Part 2, something that we're touching on in this video. And from now on, it will be PS5 focused, with announcements of new games, PS5 exclusives, and the inevitable hype train we will all be on from June to this holiday. Now, the official PlayStation magazine, as I reported, confirmed 38 PS5 games, and there's a lot of games that we haven't heard about yet. We also have a full collection of all the developers working on PS5 games, and if you need to catch up on the specs of the console, well, there's plenty of videos that you can watch on Foxy Games UK and elsewhere, as well as comparisons between PS5 and Xbox Series X specs. Now, the PS5 launches this holiday, possibly as early as October. Indeed, Sony seem quietly confident that they have the platform to deliver the gaming goods. Indeed, some exciting stuff lies ahead. Interestingly, now I've been reliably informed that Michel Ansel's Beyond Good and Evil 2 could be getting a reveal, and for next-gen consoles, likely for Ubisoft's upcoming event, not necessarily Sony's PlayStation 5 June 3rd digital showcase, but I'll be sure to update you on that, so stay tuned to Foxy Games UK. More telling signs? Well, the official PlayStation 5 website was updated yesterday. Indeed, I tweeted that out just as the June 3rd news broke. Coincidence? I think not. Indeed, even the 6axis.com has reported on it. I mean, the last time the official PlayStation 5 website was updated was when Mark Cerny gave his rather long and technical TED talk briefing on the hardware, and this was really for developers, and that site was then updated, and every indication is now that we're getting another update on the console very soon. And whatever Sony's got planned, the website now reads: lightning speed, harness the power of a custom CPU, GPU and SSD with integrated I/O that rewrite the rules of what a PlayStation console can do. Stunning games, marvel at the incredible graphics and experience new PlayStation 5 features. Breathtaking immersion, discover a deeper gaming experience with support for haptic feedback, adaptive triggers and 3D audio technology. So, there it is. Now, notably, Jason Schreier, once of Kotaku, now at Bloomberg, and Bloomberg is a well-respected business publication that does not post gossip, so they'll be fairly sure of their sources, as well as VentureBeat's Jeff Grubb, also confirming dates and other sources backing that up. Here's a quote: the company seems aware of the backlash that Microsoft faced for its first Xbox 2020 event. Fans are unhappy with the lack of gameplay at that presentation. Sony wants to rely on PlayStation 5 games that are actually running on real hardware. So recently, the Unreal Engine developer Epic suggested that the hardware will blow even the best PC gaming rigs out of the water thanks to the ultra-fast SSD. Epic CEO and founder Tim Sweeney was speaking on the Summer Games Fest stream and said that the hardware that Sony is launching is absolutely phenomenal, not only on an unprecedented amount of graphics power, but also a completely new storage architecture that blows past architectures out of the water and is far ahead of even the state-of-the-art highest-end PCs you can buy today. Wowza. Now, of course, I've reported on this many times before, and now for The Last of Us Part 2's incredible visuals, gameplay, and just about everything else, but you'll need around 100GB of hard drive space for this beauty, because The Last of Us Part 2 is a meaty, long game, one of Naughty Dog's biggest, most ambitious games, according to director Neil Druckmann. Now, the 100GB, I would say, also takes into account a potential day one update, so probably without the day one update, it's around 80GB of space required. But how incredible does the game look? If this is what Naughty Dog can pull off on the lowly PS4, just imagine what they can do with PS5. Nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing I can say, can relate to you just how visceral, hard-hitting and brutally violent this game is. Of course, there will be those somber, endearing moments. That is the nature of Naughty Dog's masterful storytelling, a narrative with ups and downs and highs and lows concerning the relationships between these characters. Now, I'm looking at The Last of Us Part 2 running on PS4, and I can't help but think Naughty Dog have pulled off a minor miracle here. Somehow, The Last of Us Part 2 looks even better than most of the next-gen stuff shown by third parties. They are simply beyond talented. Wow. Just wow. The Last of Us Part 2 looks ridiculously good. You know, just watching one of the protagonists get stabbed for playing on Ellie's PlayStation Vita. Okay, not quite. I made some of that up. And when Ellie's crawling through those air vents, you can clearly hear one of my all-time favorite rappers of the 90s, Ice Cube's timeless classic, "It Was a Good Day," playing on the radio. Now that was the icing on the already sweet cake. The Last of Us Part 2 will be out on June 19 exclusively for the PS4, and the review embargo for the game will be lifted on June 12. So Sony's very confident about their game then. That's a whole week prior to the game going on sale. So I'll leave you with the rest of this 4K downsampled The Last of Us Part 2 edited gameplay. For sure, incredible stuff. So regarding PS5's June 3rd event, The Last of Us Part 2 State of Play walkthrough and everything else, What say you? Go ahead, sound off, share your thoughts and opinions on today's news, because that unfortunately brings us to the end of another video, but let's continue the discussion cordially in the comments. And for all your current and next gen news updates, rumour and rampant speculation, hit the like button, spread the word, and keep it locked to Foxy Games UK. Remember, relevant links where applicable can be found in this video's description. You can subscribe to Foxy Games UK, remember to hit the notification bell so you never miss content, thumbs up if you like it here, and help us reach more like-minded gamers simply by sharing this video. Consider supporting Foxy Games UK via Patreon, and or grab yourself a Foxy Games UK branded t-shirt or hoodie, available now in various colours and designs. You'll find both links in the video's description. Truly appreciate the support. And that concludes our time together today. It was certainly great hanging out on this Thursday, and until the next video, remember, play games, not corporations.
Overcoming these threats will require careful consideration of how you approach every combat encounter and how you leverage Ellie's unique skills, equipment, and the environment to your advantage. The WLF patrol the streets of Seattle with guard dogs, which are capable of detecting and following you, even while in cover. They can pick up your scent and alert their handlers to your presence. Listen mode will reveal your scent trail, so keep moving and cause distractions to avoid detection. 25 years after the pandemic began, the world is completely overgrown. Use tall grass to hide from enemies and go prone to stay out of sight. However, this form of analog stealth means you're never fully hidden. If enemies get close enough, they can discover you, even in grass. When Ellie is overwhelmed, running away is a viable option. You can also break glass or crawl through tight spaces to find new paths or areas to evade or take on your enemies. In any given combat situation, you can flee an encounter and re-establish stealth to regain the advantage. If you absolutely have to fight your way out, there are a variety of tools at your disposal. Ellie's more agile than most of her enemies. She can sprint and quickly dodge incoming attacks. Learning how opponents attack with different weapons and mastering the timing of your dodges will prevent you from taking damage and create opportunities to counterattack. You can use throwable items or well-placed shots to stun enemies before dealing a killing blow. Or using them as a shield to protect yourself or buy some time to figure out your next move. Ellie isn't always alone on her journey. Allies will take part in helping you navigate the environments, spot enemies, and meaningfully help you in combat encounters.
Back off! Got you now!
Between the human survivors and the roaming infected, there will be times where multiple threats are present, creating new strategic considerations and opportunities. You can choose whether to attack these opponents separately and directly, or find ways to pit them against each other. Flee as they fight, or wait until their numbers have thinned out and engage with whomever's left. Our goal is to create unparalleled tension, coupled with deep systems that give you greater control and influence over your journey. As you play, you'll be able to invest in a broad collection of crafting items, weapon, and player upgrades, through training manuals scattered throughout the environment and scavenging for ingredients. These skills and upgrade manuals cater to a variety of playstyles, and the choices you make will create your own distinct experience. We also wanted to extend that agency and personalization to your weapons through our new workbench system. Scavenge for parts to modify and improve your weapon's performance and attributes, all of which are visualized and become part of your character. Survival will also require using the parts and ingredients that you'll find in the environment, which can be crafted into a wide range of defensive and offensive items, like proximity mines, explosive arrows, pistol suppressors, and more. All of these gameplay systems are meant to immerse you in the world and make you feel in lockstep with Ellie's emotional journey.